Yo, what's going on everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. My name is Cody Vondell, and today we're going to break down my process creating a Y2K Metalheart inspired Rave flyer for drum and bass legend Doc Scott. I've been lucky to work with Cadence and DC for about a year now, designing promotional content for the shows that they throw. I did a video very similar to this one about a year ago when they had LTJ Bukem on, so if you like playing with this kind of style, make sure to check that video out as well. Before we get started, I just gotta say thank you all so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing my videos. It means so much that the work that I do on screen helps you with your design process. And if you're following along with me on screen or using some of the assets that I sell on Etsy, make sure to hop on our Discord server. We have an amazing community over there of musicians, producers, designers, creators, everybody sharing their latest work, their works in progress, free resources, memes, music. It's an awesome community I'm very thankful to be a part of. Let's take a moment really quick to check out what everybody on the server's been sharing. As per usual, you guys are crushing it, and I'm so thankful that every day I get to check out what everybody's been working on. If I haven't spoken to you over there on the server, I hope to see you there soon. If you'd like to support my channel and get yourself some really cool merchandise and graphic design templates, make sure to hop on my Etsy. I have pins and patches, t-shirts and hats, a variety of holographic stickers, and of course, graphic design templates that will make your workflow a breeze. You can also head over to my Patreon and get instant access to my digital design library. I scan and upload graphics from design books from my personal collection, and I even include a few free vector kits. You can access all of this for just $1 a month. Let's take a moment to shout out all of the higher tier patrons who make my videos possible. I appreciate your support. And finally, if you like my intro, outro, background music, I create it all. Just search Cody Vondell on Spotify or your preferred streaming service, and I'm also available on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. And of course, at Cody Vondell on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and all that. With all that being said, let's hop on screen and take a look at my process creating this flyer. All right, so we have a little text document right now so that we can copy out all of the information. We're gonna start playing with just the names of all the acts and their associated, titles, where they're from, labels, all that kind of stuff. And after that, we're gonna really focus on making sure that we keep all of our layers nice and organized and stuff like that. So just trying to make sure all of that is clean and it's all, how it appears on screen. So Doc Scott will be at the top, and then after we copy these layers, we'll change them out. So we got Submotive here, and let's go ahead and get Slant and Kent Lazy right here, and let's go ahead and get all of these names and titles associated, copied and pasted right into here. And then after that, maybe we can go ahead and add in the main room. And we'll move this up here, make this just a little bit smaller. Something like that ought to do. And maybe next thing we could do is go ahead and start playing with some of the kerning. So this is actually a lot of fun playing with these kind of big, thick fonts like this. Kerning is a lot of fun. That's the space in between the letters, and these kind of particular fonts, stuff like Arial and Helvetica and stuff. When you have a really thick version of it, it's really fun to just kind of, scoot these letters together. You get that, it's kind of a classic look that you've seen forever, that you kind of, everything scrunched together. So we're playing with that kind of style. It's very popular in the 2000s. So that is what we're going to do. And just kind of, playing around with the kerning over here. So this guy's name is hanging all the way off the screen, so you'll see that after we play with the kerning a little bit, that's going to fix that problem. And Go ahead over here and get these guys fixed up as well. And that's looking pretty cool. So, let's see, making a little mistake here. We are not trying to do that. So let's grab all of these here and, man, keep messing that up. All right, there we go. We've got all these. We're just gonna scoot them up, get them a little bit more comfy in there, and then we'll make sure all of these are correctly ordered. Oops, yeah, let's make sure main room's at the top. All right, layers are all nice and organized now. Perfect. Cool. So now we're gonna get everybody squeezed in a little bit more and feeling a little bit more comfortable. Let's get Doc Scott squeezed up in next to the main room. And we will move Submotive and Metalheads and Slant and Ken Lazy and get all this nice. I think that is feeling pretty good. And let's play with that kerning on the main room just a little bit. That's looking a little bit better now, I think. Cool. So that is feeling good. And now I think what we could do is probably go ahead and copy a few of these. Well, let's go ahead and move these over a little bit so things are feeling about right. We're gonna copy these and move them down here, and let's go ahead and move them down to the bottom as far as how they are ordered. Stereo bar, we know that is the name of the second bar, the second room in the venue, so we're gonna go ahead and move that down there and change out these names. Let's bring up that text document and get these names copied and pasted in here and their associations. Cool, so pasted all those in, and now we can just play around again with the just the kerning, making all these comfortable and scooched in together, just feeling all comfy. So that's looking cool. Yeah, just a little bit too much. Perfect. It's funny, it's like you have to be particular about it. These yeah, everything's all squished in, but it's like just that it might be just a little bit too squished or not quite squished in enough as far as the kerning goes. So that's always fun to do, and I'm messing that up a little bit, but that's okay. That's fine. That's how we're going to keep it, just like that. Harper is the only name that has that lower hanging part of the letter. So just adjusting the associations under there, and now we have our information as far as location and date and all that kind of stuff. And we'll actually have to go through here and play with the kerning on this, and that's going to take us a second. It's not very fun. All right, now that is looking good. A lot better. Cool. And I think we will align these to that side, bring these right over here so that they are kind of lining up accordingly. That looks about right, almost there. Perfect. All right, and one other thing I want to add in here, I think really quick, we will go ahead and start taking in these logos, these different icons, record labels and venue icons and all that kind of stuff. So let's get all of that placed in here, and let's make sure it's all evenly sized. Perfect. And we want to go ahead and name these. Perfect. Cool. And there's one more over here. Where is it? Yes, this is it. The Owl Room. This is the venue. So we will paste that in right here. Actually, we will copy the Metalheads logo and get it set up so that we can kind of create a new round logo with the Owlhead logo inside of it. We'll merge these, and boom. Let's name that. And now we have all of our logos ready to go. Let's kind of go ahead and get them feeling comfortable next to each other. Something like that looks pretty cool to me. And let's make sure that they are sized accurately. We want them to be legible, but yeah, just kind of trying to play with them the right way, get things figured out. So we group them together now. That is looking cool. I think maybe we can make this text just a little bit smaller for when later on we're going to add like a slant, all this text is going to appear at a 45-degree angle, and we just want to make sure everything is feeling right for that. So text is looking cool here. And let's go ahead and make sure everything's aligned properly. Cool. And let's go ahead and add a little bit of color in. I think it's time to add some color. We want to go with a nice bright orange. I think the Owl Room, the venue, has some type of fiery orange room or something. I've never been there, but that's what I hear. So kind of playing off of that idea, making it nice and orange, kind of fiery kind of feel. Feels good. Cool. And yeah, now we're just kind of playing around a little bit with the outline on here. Later on, we're going to be adding in sort of a cool Metalheart 3D shape kind of stuff. So we're just setting up our outlines back here now to, for when that happens. That's a few steps down the road, but we are just going ahead and preparing for that now. Cool. We'll scoot this up just a tiny bit. And let's go ahead and add in these little lines here to kind of break up our text. And we'll copy that and bring it right down here. And make this one about here, and I guess this one doesn't quite need to be that long. Yeah, something like that ought to work. I think that is cool. And one more, we'll get it feeling correctly, and then we'll bring it right down here and just break up this whole piece. Let's make sure these two are aligned. Cool, and then we can grab these. Something like that works. Let's get these named properly. We got rectangle top, mid, and bot. So text is looking a lot more clean and organized now. What else can we add in? Let's add in some vector pieces. This is the master kit that you can have access to if you hop onto my Patreon, the top tier level. It's just the master kit. It has everything that I've created that I sell on Etsy all in one kit right there. It's very convenient. I created it for myself and figured, I'll make this available to everybody who's supporting the channel and just what I'm doing. So I appreciate you all, and that's for you guys if you are over on my Patreon. So yeah, we're just getting this thing to feel correct, feel cool. And we're going to put a nice stroke on it. It's way too big, so let's scale it down some. I'm thinking somewhere in there looks cool. Looks even with the stroke on Cadence. Make sure all this is aligned properly. It looks good to me. Text aligns with that black, and yeah, everything looks good. That's perfect. Nice. Next, we are going to go ahead and add that slant. So everything's at this 45-degree angle. This is very popular in these kind of show flyers. So we are going to, in tradition of that kind of style, we're gonna, pay homage to that. We're gonna try to use that kind of thing and just add in some other cool stuff that you'd see in these kind of style, this kind of aesthetic, these kind of show flyers and album covers and stuff like that. So yeah, I love this kind of stuff. Let's add in that arrow. These arrows are always really popular. I see arrows going every which direction. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, getting that arrow in there. So it kind of feels like the vector pieces are kind of coming in from the top right over to the left, guiding the eye down to read all the text, and then we'll have that kind of 3D graphic in the background to kind of create some depth. And yeah, I think everything's going to be looking cool. So I'm gonna go ahead, I think now, and move this little text up here. Usually when I do these kind of show flyers, I always, put my brand name on it as well. So hopefully I can get some more work doing this kind of stuff, and always appreciative of the people who I work with for letting me, kind of, associate my name with it and stuff like that. So right now, just adding my name right up in the top the top right hand corner. I'm kind of out of the way, don't want that to be the focus, just kind of want it to stand over to the side. So that is the idea here. And we'll play around a little bit with something like that looks good. And we'll just have this kind of floating up here next to this little arrow. And the arrow is directing you down at Cadence, boom. Cool. And we are grouping that arrow and all that kind of stuff. That is all looking cool to me. Vector heart, and look at these rectangles down here. So a lot of times, because I've worked on so many collaborative things, I'm just used to creating, everything in my, as far as my layer structure goes, is always clean. So here is a Metalheart shape that I created in Cinema 4D a while ago that I've reused for all kinds of stuff. So we are going to reuse it now and just play around with the colors and do a bunch of cool stuff with it. So we're going to play around with some of the different blend modes and stuff like that. Something like that looks pretty cool, but that's not exactly what we're going for, but something along these lines it's close to it. And then we'll grab this one more time and we will merge these two and bring this on over here. So now we have two different pieces that kind of they'll work together to create an even bigger kind of structure. I guess that's kind of the idea we're going for here. So that one is looking pretty cool, and maybe we can move this back one down just a little bit so it's not quite as big as it was. Something like that is looking pretty cool, I think. Or no, it's just about, you know, placement and all that kind of stuff. I think something along these lines is looking pretty cool. Still needs a little bit of adjustments and fine tuning, so it could be a little bit smaller, and maybe this top piece could, yeah, that might work for us. I think that's starting to look pretty cool. This is feeling like that usual Metalheart kind of style. We'll move this guy up a little bit, and I'm feeling really good. So let's copy and paste all of these layers. Let's merge them and add a really quick kind of a filter over that, just a noise filter. And then we'll copy all that one more time and we'll add a gradient map. And as you can see, playing with the gradient map, we're gonna have all kinds of cool options of things that we can do here. But yeah, I think we're going to just adjust this until we get exactly what we want. Some of these are looking cool, but it's not quite what we want. I think that's kind of leaning towards what we want to do with it, with that gradient map on it. I think that is the one. I think that is our final piece. Maybe we can adjust the darkness. That is perfect. That is exactly what we want to check out those details. So that is my process, creating these kind of flyers for shows, starting out with the type, adding in the icons associated with the show, adding in that color scheme, playing with some vector stuff, some 3D stuff, adding that gradient map and some textures, and boom, we've got a really fun show flyer. Designing this kind of stuff is really where I got my start designing graphics, so showing off the process is just a whole lot of fun, and I'm truly thankful and humbled to be able to work on a flyer for such a legend in the genre. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I have a ton of fun content planned that you do not want to miss out on, and if you'd like to check out some of my recent work, last week we played with Illustrator's new 3D inflated chrome feature on some type and some characters. I just did a brand new episode of Fix Your Designs where I take your submissions from my Discord server, I touch them up on screen, and if you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode, make sure to hop on the server and post your work in the Fix My Design channel. I just did a video breaking down my step-by-step process of creating Y2K logos. Check that out for an in-depth look at my process. And I recently made a brand new episode in the Best Free Y2K Font series, so go check that one out. That wraps us up for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I can't wait to talk to you on my Discord server, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you all.